What's up, y'all? It's eBay Predictions in the building. I'm gonna be recapping Cynthia Calvillo versus Jessica I, UFC Fight Night. Man, good show, good show. Honestly, man, we criticized this show. I was one of the biggest criticizers of the show. I just wasn't. It's like, man, how you gonna have Jessica I and Cynthia Calvillo main event this card? Not a lot of great fights on the card. Not a lot of big fighters on the card in terms of like watch value or whatever, right? But it delivered, man. A lot of good fights, man. A lot of good fights. Let's give some people on the prelims some shout outs, man. Christian Aguilera, really get KO. Dude, this kid, Tyson Nam, go check out his knockout, my guy. Dude, that kid was good. Julia Villo got another finisher. We got three finishes straight back to back. Now let's talk about I think the prelim, what's it called, main eventer, I guess. Marab versus Marab Devilishi. I gotta learn this cat's name versus Augusto Lopez. Marab was supposed to fight I think Ray Borg, and Ray Borg fell out. I don't understand. I don't know the details of why he didn't end up fighting, but this is a really good fight for this cat, man. This kid has some really good wrestling. I peeped him. I saw one of his fights before. He just takes people down at will. Probably got to work on your control time, but if you got the stamina to do those takedowns, had 13 takedowns in this fight, man. Kid's got some good wrestling and is developing and striking really, really good. Them Matt Serra, Ray Longo people, as much as we might criticize, or I don't want to say criticize. I think it's become cool to make fun of Ally Quinta and Chris Weidman, but you look at their careers and where they started. Two wrestlers. And as much as, Al's lost to, Weidman's lost a few, right? And we're like, oh, they get knocked out. But if you really look at it from a basis that they started off as a grappler, and what they're able to do with their striking, man, it's really impressive. And this kid right here, he's with the right crew, man. Aljamain Sterling's with them too, and he's doing great. So, I don't know. I think kid got some potential to be in the top 5, man. He's a problem, man. Him versus Sean O'Malley, I like that fight. I like that fight. We put Sean O'Malley's great striking and his speed against, a different opposition of a style of grappling, and let's see how Sean can last, and let's see if this Murab kid is the truth, man. I don't know. They probably might not book that fight, stylistically. They might end up doing Song Yadong and Sean O'Malley or him versus Marlon Vera. Those are really good fights. I like them fights. I don't appreciate the UFC for kicking out Marlon Vera at the rankings. That was pretty garbage. Sean had a great performance against Eddie Wineland, but Eddie Wineland, but no, Marlon Vera first, he didn't lose that fight to Seong Yadong, and to take him out the rankings, that's pretty garbage, man. Those people that do those rankings, man, I swear to God, I'ma find y'all, man. Y'all interesting, but. All right, we start off the card, the main card, with Maria Aparovich versus Hannah Cyphers, man. Really, really good for Maria, man. She looked on fire, man. She was so offensive in this fight. And same thing, I've said this about Hannah for a minute, man. She just looks like she doesn't want to be in there. I don't know what it is with her, but this is 2 losses back to back. I think 3. She's on 3-fight losing streak. I think she lost to Angela, right? Angela Hill. So I don't know where she goes from here. I say take a break. I don't want to give advice. But yeah, good fight from Maria. Good head kick, and then swarmed on her and then got the choke. Then we had Jordan Espinoza versus Mark De La Rosa. Hey, good fight from Jordan. This is almost like a loser leaves towns match or fight. I shouldn't say match. And I thought it was Jordan looked decent. He looked decent. Next fight, Andre Fili versus Charles Jourdain. This was awesome, bro. Fight of the night. Easy. I don't even need to look at what was considered fight of the night, man. That was a great fucking fight. God damn, did they swing, man. Andre Fili got dropped in the first round. And, dude, man, Charles Jourdain he impressed me in this fight. He did not. I was not impressed with his victory over Korean Superboy. I thought he looked very awkward. I thought he looked very stiff. I thought he was forcing a lot of things, and I thought his awkwardness is what really helped him get that KO, because Superboy was whooping his ass, man. And I think his awkwardness and his strength and his chin, man, to take those shots and stay in there and then just, give the punishment to Superboy, really what helped him in this fight. In this fight, though, he looked a lot better. I don't know if it's Andre Fili. I don't know if it's the opponent. He looked measured. He looked like he was waiting. He looked fluid. He looked smooth. He looked really, really good, man. This kid got some potential. I think probably got to work on that takedown defense. Yeah, man, Andre Fili he's a hustler, man. He out hustled this kid. He was able to stay in the pocket for him in the next 2 rounds. He was able to play around in that area and then get some takedowns. Just get some easy points, easy. The last 30 seconds, just easy takedowns, man. Good work from Andre, man. I honestly thought Andre won that Sadiq Yusuf fight, but hey, I don't know what the UFC doing. Feel like they pushing all these goddamn Nigerian cats, but it is what it is. Let me not speak on that. Charles Rosa versus Kevin Aguilar, just a good fight, man. And I'm happy for Charles Rosa that he got the W, man. Kid deserves it. Worked really hard. Good fighter, man. He's a good fighter. I think Bryce Mitchell is the truth, bro. Every time I see, I don't know about Bryce, but him and Merab's grappling, man. Coming from I wrestled before. Coming and seeing how those guys, we wrestle in an amateur wrestling in high school. You can only wrestle for 6 minutes. These cats are going for like 15 minutes straight. Both of these cats, man, and very impressive, man. Very impressive from both of those. But yeah, and good on Charles Rosa too. We're not here to talk about Bryce Mitchell. Next fight, Carl Robertson versus Marvin Vettori, man. This ended in a submission. Yeah, man. Marvin Vettori. I like this fight. It ended up going in terms of like how the fights ended. It wasn't that bad. I really thought this should have been the main event because they had the heat. They could have really sold it. They could have gave. One of the things is since we're seeing all these UFC fighters, complaining about fighter pay and stuff like that. This is an opportunity to give these cats that are in the lower 15 that are contenders that don't have a big name some opportunities. Obviously I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know if there's injuries. I don't know this or that. But man, I want to see these kids compete. I want to see a Ponzinibbio compete. I want to see a Leon Edwards compete. Man, they deserve main events. They don't deserve to be like co-main events or any of that stuff. Like, these kids deserve the opportunity. And a guy like Carl Robertson, who's a good fighter, needs to work on that. Dude, how are you teammates with Corey Anderson, man? Like, come on, my guy. You got to work with Corey every day. Every day. But Marvin, he was relentless with the grappling. And just in that exchange. And, you got a good rear naked choke, man. He got a real good one. I don't know. I can see him being in the top. I could see him being like the next Brad Tavares. I don't know what this kid's ceiling is. I guess I gave it to him with the Brad Tavares line, but he's good, man. I like him a lot. And he got some attitude to him. But next fight, Jessica Ai versus Cynthia Calvillo. Cynthia got the dub, 4-1. That's the way I scored it. I think is it 40? Did I have it 45-50 or something like that? What did I have it at? I had it. Let me look. Let me find this. Yeah, I gave it 50-46 Cynthia. So actually, yeah, I thought the first round. I know a lot of people gave it to Jessica. I thought the first round. I thought it was a 10-10. I Jessica has a good jab, good steady, a balanced jab. Doesn't overuse it. Doesn't gas herself out. But I just I didn't see enough from both of those cats to make a judgment on who won it. But yeah, man, Cynthia's just wrestling took over. Jessica, there were certain things she could have done in that fight that would have helped her if she really pushed the pace. But it's just not the way she fights, man. And I think what really did her a disservice is throwing those knees and those kicks. She basically just gave Cynthia free takedowns. But I think we got a contender in Cynthia, though, if we're looking at the bright side of that flyweight division. Cynthia's a girl that they were trying to push like 2 years ago. Her and Joanne Calderwood, I remember, were like a UFC fight night, I think. You know, those girls obviously didn't pan out at strawweight. You know, Cynthia just kept missing weight 24/7. Joanne is in the top 5, I think, for flyweight. And I think they're still gonna do Joanne versus Valentine. I think that's only fair. If you know you announce a title fight, the least you can do is give the girl her title fight. But yeah, man, I think good fight. Enjoyed it. Good show, man. You know, can't wait. I hope you guys enjoy this. And yeah, all right, see y'all.